Hello and welcome back, friends. We are back again for another TPL matchup. This time, Division 6, Round 1 between Misfits and GOAT, Grupo, Operativo, Asalto, Táctica, but we'll stick with GOAT for tonight. I'm joined by my co-commentators, Bear Jew, Orga team member, and fellow TPL cast member, Iowa Harley, plays for EXO. So welcome, boys. Should be a good one here tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited to see another 35v35. We've kind of talked about how different it is from a normal 50v50 or 49, just with the different tactics and just the smaller things can make bigger uh, outcomes.
Yeah, 100%. What about you, Bear Jew?
Um, I'd say I've never really watched a 35 versus 35, so I'm really excited to see it's obviously a completely different game in my opinion when it comes to the 50v50s. So I'm excited to see like the new things that people are trying and um, just opportunities that you can capitalize on in 35 versus 35. But yeah, that's probably what I'm most excited about to watch.
Yeah, and to make it even more interesting, I know you're seeing Foy on your screen right now, but tonight's match will be on Driel. So Driel makes its competitive match debut here tonight, and I'm interested to see what happens. We're gonna have, I think it's Misfits will be on the German side, and GOAT will be on the Allied side. So get to see some British action here tonight.
Really
I
excited to see a match on Driel.
yeah, I don't even know the last time I've personally played on that map. Definitely since the server browsers came out, at least.
I think the same thing for me. I don't know if I've played much British period since the server browser release, so I'm excited to see it. This weekend, actually, we have two matches that are going to be showcasing the British faction. This being the first one on Driel between Misfits and Goat, and then tomorrow we have a Divisional 1 matchup between Legion and Taco on El Alamein. So two matches. I'm not sure if El Alamein has been played in a competitive setting yet, but it's got to be one of the first times. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see, especially with how they kind of even the battlefield a little bit more so it wasn't so axis heavy.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like we're getting close to everyone's set. GOAT just missing one player, and we're all set here on the MSFT side. Remember, I'm the 36th, so this is a 35v35. Division 6, let's talk a little bit about the divisions right now. I'll pull up a graphic with the scores, and this is updated as of this match beginning. So these divisions are all consisting of the 49 or less teams. So Division 5 and 6, those will be the 35v35s, and then 7 and 8 will be the 30 divisions. There will be relegation in this new Premier League format, so the best team will be moving on to the division above them, assuming they could muster the amount of players that is required for that division, and the lowest will be bumped down to the lower division. So tons of competition, and there's something always at stake, even in the lower divisions. The relative championships of each division are weighted the same. If we take a look at our D1 teams, D1 through 4, so these are our 49s teams. These are the scores thus far. Unfortunately, you'll see spam with the DNF. They were unable to field the amount of players required and unfortunately had to drop out. So that results in the 21st Army Group taking the win in that matchup that would have been today. Just check.
Really excited to see which midpoint they get, whether it's going to be the bridge or is it one midpoint going to favor one faction or the other. Makes me excited.
Yep, and I'm being told
I'm hoping for the bridge.
I would love the bridge.
So it looks like GOAT just resolving one last issue, and then we will swap the match. But yeah, I agree. The bridge would be a nice point to see. I think it's the most even. Either one of the other points, you end up with it being on the other side of the river. So it's kind of like the closest we could get to Remagen in getting the bridge point. So I'm excited for it.
Minus the performance issues.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Only people having fun on Remagen are the arty players, but that's actually a good transition. We can talk a little bit about the rules this season in the Premier League. So we have one-man artillery. So one-man unkillable artillery is really the correction there. So you'll only see one guy responsible for shooting and loading the artillery, and he cannot be killed. If you kill the guy on artillery, 10 people on your team will be randomly killed by the server bot. And if if more than one people go on artillery, then that team will have 10 random kills as well. Indestructible nodes, so recon teams do not have to be playing the backlines this entire time and destroying nodes. Just makes it a little bit simpler there. And then the Panther ban, this is to put the allies and the Axis on a little bit more even playing field with only allowing one true heavy per team. So some nice graphics that we got this season now. Thank you to our stream producer, Axehawk. Did some great work with all these graphics, and I hope you guys have been enjoying them as well.
I feel like I'm on ESPN. Watching these scores at the bottom just go through.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, we have, so right now you're seeing the 508p TFMC match. TrustedBeard is streaming that right now. I believe that is currently ongoing. If I take a look at his stream here on my second monitor, it looks like TFMC is actually winning that one 3-2 right now. So some live feed from there. They are playing on Utah Beach. So in case you're wondering what's going on in the league right now, that is a Division 3 matchup, I believe. 508p and TFMC.
Yes, off the top of my head, I believe that's what it is.
Let's check really quick. 508p and TFMC is Division 3, so winner of that will join the 21st Army Group as 1-0. 101A had their bye week this week, so unfortunately, those guys will be waiting quite a couple weeks before they play their first match because next week they were supposed to play Spam, who, as we mentioned earlier, had to withdraw from the league. So we'll make sure to get some 101A games as soon as they have them. Definitely eager to showcase those boys as well. Let's check our numbers here. Got 33, so still missing a couple, but it is all right. This is the last match of the day here today, boys. If I'm going to show a graphic here. These are all the matches that we've had today thus far. So, been a busy day in the People's League or the Premier League. Sorry, oh my goodness, it's my second day in a row.
Shout
doing
out
that.
to Awake. I'm not sure what time zone Chris is in, but I know Awake was up early to make sure people could see his side of the 6 and Merc match today.
And that was a great one too. Some last minute drama there for the 6, able to pull it out there. Nice close 3-2 on San Maria Glaze with Checkpoint as the middle. There's also the 9 May versus 3-5 game on Kursk that DonGotti had this afternoon. That was a great match too. Windmills on Kursk, and that one 3-5 was able to pull that one out after recapping mid after 9 May had originally captured it. So love a match where you get to see a little bit of back and forth. And then tonight, like we said, we have Beard, who's currently streaming 508p and TFMC, and that's currently ongoing. If you want to pop that open in a separate tab, that link is in my description. We have this one, obviously, to wrap up the day. And tomorrow, ladies and gents, we have our second Division 1 matchup. Legion versus Taco at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, and that's going to be between Awake and Shelmian are going to be the casters there. And then wrapping up our weekend, we're going to have, I believe that's SAP versus, goodness me, apologies. Let's get a quick look here, actually. SAP versus, what division is that?
4AD. 4AD.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's going to be a great way to wrap up our weekend here in the People's League, or the Premier League. Oh my goodness. It's late. I've done too many casts today. Let's see how we're looking. Looks like a couple more minutes, but Beargy, you're playing in that Legion match tomorrow. What's going on in your head right now?
The bullet drop on the SMLE. I haven't played much British on this game since server browsers, so I spent some time, familiarizing myself with that, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Also, I think it's like the first comp match ever on Al Alamein, so that'll be interesting for both sides, I think.
Not a lot of
And just the
history to
community in
pull on.
itself.
Yeah, exactly. It's it kind of forces both teams to prep from scratch and kind of make sure all their openers are set, because that's not the map that you go to immediately and start planning your openers for. So with two well prepped teams like Taco and Legion, that's going to be a treat. A very early rematch of the Summit Championship. So just 2 weeks later. And I mean, I'm excited to watch that one when I get home tomorrow. It looks like we're ready to switch. Let's hit the swap button and let's kick this off. Misfits.
I'm really curious.
Versus Goat.
I am really curious about like team composition. Like, how are you going to allocate your manpower to armor and infantry, like in the 35 versus 35 format?
Right.
Are you going to go like heavy armor, or are you going to go heavy infantry? Just curious to see how both teams utilize that.
We've seen some interesting plays, and we've talked about I talked about this earlier with Hump, but it's just that you can switch around your manpower so quickly in these formats where if you have two OPs set up in a certain spot, you can move essentially half your team there with two stacked OPs. And that is a weapon to be able to unleash, these surprise attacks from. But let's see what midpoint we get here. Will we be lucky with the bridge? Once we fly up an admin cam, we will get right back up in there. And we do not have the bridge. We have Brick Factory, which is the left point, the western point. Let me spawn in here. We will fly up. And we can get this started. Brick Factory. Interesting point to have. I don't think anyone will argue that this is Allied favored with it being on their side of the river. But, this is different from Remagen in that this is waiting depth. So trucks will be flying across here early, or at least you'd hope so for Misfits. And then on the other hand, you have Goat as the allies. It's going to be tough with the MG situation for the British as compared to the MG42 for the Axis.
I really like that we have Boatyard as the second point, so kind of got his bloodbath in the middle of the water.
Right. We should be able to see an extended fight here of middle. Goat kind of gets lucky with the offset points. Lucky only if they're able to cap first. If they are not able to, then all of a sudden that will not be very lucky. Tons of ground to have to cover between those 2 points if they were to lose Brick Factory.
Do you think that it also helps Misfits if Misfits doesn't cap mid first? That way you're not fighting Brick Factory's backline garrisons that are also for their next point. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of having both of their points stacked up.
Right, yeah. I mean, I think one guarantees that it's going to be a little bit more competitive, and I'm definitely glad that the Misfits side has the inline point, just because they're the ones that are going to need that to overcome the disadvantage of the river. So, I'm excited to see what they come up with here. Do they play for a recap kind of scenario where they are kind of holding back on purpose and getting up to a designated point, or do they try to, slow down Goat here and try to, have cap pressure of themselves, but we're seeing some loaded trucks by the Misfits.
Curious if we're going to see any rocket snipes.
Me too. These are niche
I would
rocket
love for a rocket
snipes.
snipe to hit.
Yeah, these are fresh prepped rocket snipes if we get any of them. Looks like we have the light tank. Armor, I think, is an interesting part of the British as well. We have an army on top of this tank here. Hitching a ride. I love it.
Where have I seen that before?
Let's see what we got here. Is anyone going to come out with the snipes early? No one's on top of the truck, so we might not see it out of the Misfits. Doesn't look like anyone's set up in any particular spot either. Some snipers hoofing it. We have our tank friends over here. Yeah, we might not see any snipes here to start, but should see go put on some cap pressure here to start in just a moment. Or no, actually the line is much closer than there. And Misfits making their push across the water. Looks so scary. You think Death Nade just working to set up a backline Gary or a neutral line Gary? Misfits gets the cap pressure first, which is huge. Looks like there might be some, a stuck tank over here, maybe a stuck truck as well. And these two teams are about ready to clash.
That's huge for Misfits to
Huge.
get across that water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely huge. You couldn't have asked for it to go better if you're the Misfits. If you were thinking of all the ways this could have gone, this is an ideal way right now. They are pretty much going to own the strong point here in just a few moments. Goat just a little bit further behind. Good cover moving up to the point, but it's going to be very difficult with those German MGs if Misfits is able to get them up in this factory.
I think it's going to be very crucial for this recap for Goat to secure those houses to the west. That way you can kind of keep Misfits from kind of expanding their line of control, and then prevent them from flanking you. And you can just maintain that constant pressure of attack.
Already a good ping by Sir Perk, getting the infantry mark down. Just after that goes down, so do most of the infantry that mark was marking. Goat getting some pressure in on the west side, but Misfits just winning the squad level battles right now. And it is looking good for the Misfits. Armor coming in for Goat. Gonna see if they can stall him out a little bit. Light tank is diving. But Misfits looks like they are going to come away with the cap, making it 3-2 in their favor to start. We'll update the score bug.
Before the wall dropped and you had the map open, it looked like they had a truck to the far east. I wonder where they're at. It looks like maybe at the bridge.
Yeah, they had maybe this is recon squad going out wide, getting some map presence. Echo squad in a good spot to spawn in and get a garrison up for some map control, help their guys out with the crossfire. But right now, Misfits just embroiled in the point. This light tank putting some serious pressure on. Let's see if DCC is able to get him, and he does before going down to some Artie.
Oh, they're already soft capping railway.
Now let's check a look what's going on here. Yeah, it's just soft cap from this tank, it looks like. Recon tank. 3-man recon tank. But he's content just to go and kind of help his team solidify the midpoint. Really,
yeah, that
great
helps
start.
your team. That helps your team so much if you can get that team the opposing team to kind of freak out, thinking they're about to get back cap like that, having them draw back. A lot of that pressure, you can get situated.
Yeah, I think a lot of the times, I mean, we talk a lot about the differences between 35s and 30s and 49s, but I think a big difference is if you force even, one more person who then needed to go back in a situation like that, that's all of a sudden becomes a big manpower swing on, maybe the more relevant part of the match where we're at the midpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get a squad lead to do that, then you potentially take quite a few people out of the fight. But we have Wicho. He's kind of just holding down this area. Smart not letting them really get past them. Do think the British have an advantage in terms of the weapons that they have on offer to them. No STG bots for the Germans.
Looks like Misfit is starting to open up their cap now, which I think is really huge for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of just envelop this entire assault by Goat.
Yeah.
As you see, they kind of expanded, more towards the east. So I think that's huge for them.
Yeah, Babyface doing a good job. Goat was able to get an AT gun up here early, which is impressive to see. Great spot for it to be. You could really nail down any armor here. If they were to come away with the mid cap, this would be a devastating spot. But Babyface in a great position himself. Goes down to Foxtrot.
Speaking of AT guns, where's Misfits tanks in all of this?
Looks like right now we have their medium on the bridge. Very interesting. Other than that, there was that recon tank that looks like it had gone down now. And other than that, really no armor to speak of by both teams. If we go over to the bridge, let's see what this tank is up to. Oh, goodness. Just look at all this barbed wire. Oh, gosh. Had to get an engineer over here to fix this.
Box their tank right in.
That's incredible. Oh.
Could you imagine if that was enemy? Just an enemy engineer made his way up here.
I don't have a satchel though. Don't worry, I got this.
That's funny. I don't know if you guys saw in a Wake stream last night, him and Intake with the first match. They were trying to build a rep station.
I did see
one of
this.
the TRL guys died and was just in the rep station, so you could not build it. That was that could be the new move.
He was just staying in the death screen, so you couldn't build the rep station. The best was the first guys looking around to his body, being like, "Why is it red?" And then realizing it was him, and then shooting the body, even though it doesn't do anything. It just seeing their frustration expressed like that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was fun to see.
Percante almost gets the tank here, but Harley able to save him. Big plays.
I like that guy.
Brother from another mother.
Yep.
I believe GOAT are Latin American. I'm not sure if they're only Brazil or if it's just all Latin American countries. Obviously it's by their name. You might assume that they are Spanish. That might be Portuguese, and I look like a dummy right now, but you'll forgive me, please.
I really like that they're trying to secure their front door.
Yeah, this is the right move to do for them, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think they're like that house where Graves is crucial, like launch point into Brick Factory. So I think that house is going to be very crucial for either of the teams to control. And whoever controls it is just mostly going to benefit them.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a Gary there. Yeah, that's really, really smart. Like you said, perfect launching point into the railway. Let's see, we're still having, we're making the best of it. He's holding it down. That's all right. Got some supplies coming in for them. Oh, it looks like they get spotted by someone.
Is that barbed wire? Is that just stopping the enemy tanks from hitting it? Is that?
I was just wondering the same thing.
I think that hit the truss on the bridge. This tank is like, that's something for sure. I'd love to hear the comms.
Oh, I think he found his way out.
I don't know, dude. That's pretty wedged. I'd be surprised if he's able to get out. Let's check up on 5 cents and Percante over here on the front lines, able to take out the sniper right away. but they have quite a bit of goat infantry around them.
Huge for Pizotic to come up behind them on that bridge. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, I believe so as well. Got some flares up. They're aware of how surrounded that they are. 5 cents goes down to Rui.
That garrison out east lit up. I wonder if Goat is trying to do something similar on the other side of the river.
Yeah, but I think this tank just took a shot from our stuck friends on the bridge.
Oh no.
And they do.
Yeah.
I don't know if the British tank has the elevation. But now moving closer,
Ooh.
I don't know if the Axis tank has
break.
the depression. Seba and Rod get out to repair. The point looking very good for Misfits right now. They're controlling the ground they need to hold. Bimson, if he's able to take out Gramco here. Gramacco. I don't know, I'm sorry. Oh, 2 ships in the night. I always hope to catch a melee kill in those sorts of situations. We've caught a couple this season already, which is incredible. I think it's more than we've caught all last season combined.
Yeah, it's been fun to see all the clips like that.
Yeah, I really like what Misfits are doing. Just playing it pretty smart on the point right now. Nothing crazy, and they're also putting on a nice bit of pressure. As long as they maintain that garrison there, they're in a good spot. But we're now seeing Goat take a little bit narrower down the shoreline, and this is not a fun spot to push, really. Very open, but it's working so far.
It's interesting to me that they have both recon squads right there attacking.
Yeah, I noticed though. In these smaller formats, I feel like you notice the recon teams a lot more. If you're the Germans with the FG-42 sniper, you can really be a force in a certain area of the map with that gun.
Yeah, that can be a game changer alone.
Yeah, German recon is very, very good. Ooh, is this a tank or was this... No, this is a truck. Tank is still up. He's repaired and reversing just in the middle of your screen there. That wasn't a melee, was it? No, Gaio just got him. First heavy tank makes his appearance.
I think they ended up getting 5 cents OP as well, which is huge for them if they can get the kill.
I think he replaced it.
Still there.
Yeah, he still got it. Sneaky. Rui takes out 5 cents again. We have the Tiger took a Rick shot. This is a medium, right? I'm pretty sure. I don't know the British tanks.
Yeah.
About to have a tough time here with this Tiger cresting the hill. A no pen.
Ooh.
And then obviously that's not going to work. Gets a side shot. Maybe that's tracks though, because the medium is very strange. Tiger getting hit from somewhere else too at the same time. Able to get the medium down, but where was he getting shot from elsewhere? Oh, and there's the heavy on the left side of your screen from GOAT. This is dangerous. Tiger doesn't know where he is, I don't believe.
The smokes gave him just enough cover.
Oh no!
No.
Osloth gets a no reg on the back.
Oh, that is so annoying.
But that quick reload, he's able to get in another one right away. Prakanti coming back here to see if he could help his tank out. Tiger smartly running towards Freeze and friendly infantry. Prakanti doesn't see Osloth.
Did that heavy just get satcheled by Mirage?
think it did. Oh, goodness. What a play by... Was that Mirage?
Yep.
What a great play by Mirage. Saves is heavy. Now the Tiger knows... Probably doesn't have any armor in between him and the point. And if he just works with 5 cents and Jewel Pod over here, then these two squads can push in all together. Great name, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
That's my favorite part.
Mango in there.
Yeah. Rest in 21 gun salute for the Mango Jewel Pod, ladies and gentlemen.
Looks like Deathnade made his way around on the flank.
Yeah, I've been keeping my
Through
eye
the
out
front
on that
door
too. And I think this is still in the... It's just barely in the... where you can place his OP. So he's been doing a nice little flank here, cutting him off. He's got quite the force in front of him right now, Deathnade does.
Having his dirty Raz moment.
Yeah, exactly.
35's edition.
Yeah. Gabaroni gets him. But Jewel Pod, he's going to fight to his last breath like the Mango Jewel Pod would. I think that's one of my favorite parts of doing these casts and everything like that is like just shouting out everyone's names while we're going through these like, action moments and then having to pause every so often when you just realize that, some of these names are just incredible. Like,
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Like, I never thought I'd be saying, like, what a shot by Sergeant Jewel Pod, but, here we are.
Commentator's curse.
Yep, always. Now you're getting the hang of it.
Been on the end of those, a few of those from Awake.
Yeah, Awake, #1 Legion hater, as everyone knows around the community.
It looks like Goat that has to be almost their whole team.
It looks like it. I was going to say, if we look back over here, it's just that recon team we were talking about earlier. They probably have their OP set up somewhere around here. But just being a harassing force, we're seeing barbed wire set up everywhere by Misfits. Look at this. Belgian gates. We got more barbed wire, and Belgian and barricades. I'd love to see stuff like that. That shows me that they were playing on this map in their server and prepping for this game, and they said, you know what, if we get this point, a couple barbed wires here and there, and we could make this a hell of a lot harder for our opponent. I think we saw that on, what was that, the Legion HLE match last season in Summit, where, just a couple well-placed barbed wires on, what point is that on Utah, on the west side?
WN7.
Yeah, WN7. You can just a couple barbed wires and you make that point nearly impossible to get into. So, love seeing that prep.
Really like Misfits' approach to this point. Securing map control and then putting pressure into the point.
Yeah, if we back up here, you can really see what Bearju's talking about.
They secure their front door to mid, and then as well as from the bridge, and then now it's kind of just trying to get control of the railway cap sector. I really like that approach.
Right. One thing I would like to see is it seems like, this is obviously the garrison here. We saw quite a bit of infantry bunched up there. Sir Perk, I noticed, stayed alive a little bit longer than you might ordinarily see. I bet you he is calling in artillery on where he died. And that's the one thing I would like to see is a little bit more artillery by Misfits here. Who do they got back there? They actually don't have... Wait, they're already in a weird place, I remember. Yeah, we got... can't read that. Richthofen on the RD gun. Yep, we're seeing a attack mark just go down by Sir Perk, so I'm sure we'll start to see RD falling in just a moment. 5 cents having his Dirt Raz moment as well.
I love how that moment has just become lore of the community.
I wish someone had the foresight, all the way when we started this, in the People's League round 0 or season 0. There's been so much lore that has happened since the beginning, from from the SL guide heist to all the way through to the Dirt Raz moments and everything in between. It's been it's been a hell of a run here and hell let loose for us on console.
Just all the stories and everything that's came out of TPL.
Right.
It's funny.
It's more than a game. I think at this point, I think everyone can. When you lose, you're like, oh, it's just a game, whatever. If you win, realistically, it's just a game. But all the lore behind it and everything like that makes the wins sweeter and the losses hurt just a little bit more. So, when we're in a league where there's really nothing to gain from winning other than pride and bragging rights, I think having that sort of community behind it is really what separates the Premier League and the Hell Let Loose console community in general.
Yeah, and just to go with losing, it gets worse when the other team has memes just ready for you.
Oh, yeah. 2 meme folders. Memes if I win, memes if I lose.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the lore that develops with these newer teams and
right.
Lower divisions as they come into TPL.
Yeah, I agree. The like we were saying earlier, so many smaller teams that might not have the Discord numbers in terms of in their servers to these are new to the scene in general too. So the lore that's going to come out of these is exciting. Get to see some flamethrower. God, Putin set on fire. What were you saying, Iowa? Sorry.
I wonder if there will be another rivalry, kind of the first and Merc with some of the new teams. Maybe not the same reason why, but there was some hatred between those two clans. So it'll be interesting to see if some of these new clans kind of develop that between them.
I hope so. It's really so good for the game, and it keeps each match interesting, and it gets eyeballs on it too. Especially now. I mean, today we've had 10 streams. It seems like almost every match has been streamed this week, so it gets eyeballs on the matches when people know it's there might be some bad blood here. There might be some good memes after this match, and I want to know all the inside story of how the memes came to be. But I agree. I put a call out in the representatives chat the other day where I basically said, and I really meant this for more of the newer teams and the smaller teams, it's hey, reach out to us when you want your match streamed. I might not know of the rivalry between Misfits and GOAT, for example, but if there's one, I would definitely want to showcase your match and, build that little bit of a friendly rivalry. Or maybe not so friendly rivalry, it makes for good entertainment.
Yeah, for sure. And we talked about it earlier, about how cool it is just being able to stream these other games, because before it was kind of just the big important games that are getting streamed that really mattered.
Mm-hmm.
But now just being able to see everybody, getting to see some of these names, if you're not super talkative in the TPL Discord, probably don't know who some of you are, so just seeing these names, and then once they do start talking, be able to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, and I think right now we saw a little bit of cap pressure there for a moment from Misfits, but at the same time, we are seeing a little bit of a shift of the manpower by GOAT moving into an attack position. Again, it's a ton of ground to cover from east to west from South Railway, but we do see a bit of cap pressure beginning for a moment. Some pressure coming in from the map edge. I wonder if they were able to get anything over here. There's some good spots where you can maybe sneak in a garrison. Maybe they're just working off of OPs, but we at least have Cobra's OP.
I think Sir Perk's OP could come back to hurt them. I saw them working over there to clear it, and Sir Perks looks a little sneaky.
Yeah, and we also have who do we have? Jewel Pod, our pal over here, in right in the point with his OP. So he can call at any point for 6 guys to spawn in his OP, and like we discussed before, that's a lot of manpower when you're only talking about 35 people on the team.
And then you got Skidmark over there.
This tank is in serious danger, taking a shot from, I believe, a heavy tank out there to the east. yeah, some long distance shots. You're seeing the Tiger also closer up. I don't think that's the one shooting at him. Maybe Mirage gets sneaky here again. Foster playing it smart, helping his tank out. We're seeing some cap pressure on mid. Let's swing over here. Will Misfits overextend? Mutual cap pressure. Defense is on by Misfits. Simultaneous with an attack by Misfits. Sir Perk went back for a minute to help defend, I think. Oh, he lost his OP. It's a big play by Goat taking that out.
It's huge for them.
I think you're seeing a pretty good reset by Goat on the defense as well. I think both teams kind of played a little bit conservative there. It's understandable with only 29 minutes having elapsed in this match thus far. We have Zombie. Give him his moment right here. Oh, he does have the STG bot. I was wrong earlier. I was thinking of LL Main. Doesn't save him from Vagos. Jewel Pod still has his OP up. Now they're going to be reinforced by a tank. Looks, who do we have here? Keep Truckin', War Daddy, and Tico. Skidmark holding it down.
Old Skidmark.
Good old Skidmark.
Mud Grip. See, you just love to see these names.
Yeah, these. Mud Grip 99. 98, when 1 through 98 was taken. Caleb. Gaio gets him down. Yep, good defense reestablished here. Looks like this is probably an outpost out here, and I mean, if I spawn here, I have something to tell my squad later. Slow and steady.
Oh my god.
I love the box out too. That's great. This is fantastic. Man, this is why I love Hell Let Loose. Oh, redeploying to get another box down. Now, this is interesting. In 35s, like, they're about 100 meters away from the point. So, like, realistically, they might be able to, like, do a low-key sort of airhead maneuver here with Cobra placing down an OP, getting that second box in and a garrison up. I mean, it looks funny, and it is funny, but that could work in this format. That's what I'd love to see, the differences in how these things are done.
Be really interesting if Misfit thinks it's clear and starts shifting east, and that Gary goes up, and
that'll be the moment for them.
Huge spawn wave.
If we look at the map, they do have a nice setup. They have really 4 garrisons in good spots to help them out on defense. They have a really close blue line garrison as cap pressure begins, and they lose the heavy on the point, which is really not good. Just a light tank here to help them out. Is this a full crew? It is. Captain Cuervo, great name as well. We have Jewel Pod, Lucid, and Mirage pushing from behind like they have been this whole game.
That's been a sneaky group.
What a bunch of kills here. Oh. Cappy able to take 2. Just Jewel Pod on Lively. Lively does get the kill. Will he get the OP? That'll be massive. He's got to be close. Is it on this side of the road? I think it is. Yep, they just spawned in. No SL, so that OP is gone. Just Lucid and Mirage left behind, but without Jewel Pod, that is a gone OP. Just 5 cents over here now to the east. So good play by Goat. Gonna make their lives a lot easier getting rid of that.
Is there
Jewel
garrison still in
Pod,
the same spot? By that looks.
It is, yep.
Be huge if Death Need gets this.
Right.
Or Babyface coming up if he has rockets.
Right, they might be able to see it. This is a big play here. Yep, he look, he's taking out his rocket. Does he see it? There he goes. Hit him with the hip fire. I don't know if he sees. Yeah, there we go. I don't think he knows the garrison's there. I think he knows that the guy is there. I think if he would have hit that garrison shot, he would have been surprised to get. Oh no! Get the rocket out! Maybe he only had one left. Oh, there it goes. Zombie gets it. Zombie gets it, and that's massive with it a little under half cap. This is a good opportunity here for Misfits. I wonder if they did some manpower move over here. Did they get this up just out of curiosity? They did. That's very interesting. But bigger fish to fry for GOAT right now. Misfits becoming entrenched on the point. No garrison, at least very close for GOAT. So it's going to come down to Stone, Breezy, Cappy to see if they can't help their team out. 2 important kills. Fire crotch. It's going to be important to get out of there. Gosh, man. These guys keep me young.
Yeah, Jewel Pod, 5 cents and perk. That's like something somebody might have in their pocket.
It's a really cool guy, whoever that is. Capo Breezy takes an outpost out. Really big. Is he able to get Zombie, though? Zombie's able to take him out. Will they be able to get enough soft cap pressure to put some defense on? Contested defense is on by GOAT. You're seeing all that soft cap pressure in the top of your screen. If we zoom out over here, smattering of Misfits pushing in from the blue line, but really good work here. Osloth, big kill on Perconti. Now slowly they are working their way back into their strong point. Resilient players, GOAT here. I mean, they've battled off some tough situations. Get their heavy back up here as well. Massive. While we're talking about heavies, look at this, guys. Look at this. Half track. Let's go.
I don't know, I feel
Great reset.
whenever I want to spawn on a half track, it's always at like the 54 second mark.
How close are you to that achievement? Like every time I spawn on a half track, I'm like, gotta be getting close now. And it's been I think it's been a year of saying that.
I would love to see them secure the sector and then just suddenly come off of that garrison.
I know. Is it still there? I saw Dallas was out there earlier for Misfits. Oh no, I think it's gone. That would have been fun.
Yeah, they say it's gone.
Yeah. This is what I think is going to be important. If Mr. Baked is able to get his squad up here to this house, and they can set up a crossfire on this this fence. I mean, you have the MG42. You know, let her rip. You can get into a massive crossfire on the road, on the railway. But Wanzhou is going to do his best to prevent that. Destro and the dock, Commander, the dock over here, inspiring his troops. Garrison there by GOAT as well. So Wanzhou definitely sees that it's warm. Does not want to lose that. What Wanzhou is looking at right now is just hedges and hedges and hedges. But Commander Doc able to get that down. Is Destro going to be able to get this? Gary? I think he'll hear it. He must hear it. Yep. He will take that one out. Big play. Oh, no, he won't. Lively. Big play.
What a shot.
What a play, yeah.
great.
It's not a close shot either. Yeah, great play by Lively. And he sees the dock, too. He needs some guys to spawn on that Gary, help him out here a little bit. Doc is going to try to go for the Garrison too. Big 1v1 here. Lively must hear him. He's got the Tommy gun. Oh, what a play by Doc!
Oh, wow.
Wow. Doc flicks on him, gets the kill, and the Gary. What a play by Doc. That's a clip if I've ever seen one.
And then he built a garrison over there as well, right?
He did, yeah, and it's clear after that kill as well. We see it right there. Doc doing it all for his team right now, setting them up in a really, really good situation. And they get a tank down too. This is dangerous situation. That's just a light, so could be worse. Could definitely be worse. We're seeing a heavy tank though. I don't know if that's gonna work, Mud Grip. I don't know if he... Wait, that was the back. Oh, he's satcheled too. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Solid Black Ninja. Gonna come away with the heavy kill there. Some nice CS for his team. Good name as well. Goat working pretty good on the east side of the road, but unfortunately, the west side of the road is where Misfits is coming from. So as long as they're able to hold this high ground of the railway, they should be in a good spot, but we are seeing these guys inching their way just a little after little. Wonder where they got that garrison back up on the point. Is it where this Artie's coming in, maybe? No. Deathnade. I think this is going to be dangerous here. Deathnade and Jewel Pod. With 5 cents pushing in the front, and then the Artie hitting where it is, you kind of got him fishbowled in. Medium tank coming up. Gramco spawns in at the OP. The Deathnade takes out. Deathnade takes out Gramco. Epic, aware that they lost the OP, shifting over on that side. Smart play. Jewel Pod and Deathnade rushing up the hill. Gonna set a ping on that tank, I'm sure. Dangerous time here for a Goat. Don't know where their garrison is either, boys. Do we think it's, No? Interesting. Usually you get one in there.
Yeah, I wonder where it's at.
We'll look at for big spawn waves.
We haven't seen a airhead yet, have we?
I don't believe so, which is interesting because in the 35 and below formats, we've seen so many airheads. With the additional resources that you get from there being less players around, it's insane. But look at this. Breezy saves the tank by killing Shocker. Deathnade trades with him, but obviously as an SL can't do much to the tank. Rui sees Deathnade as well, so a little bit of a crisis averted. They do have some OPs still set up. The OPs and garrisons are starting to pinch them in.
Oh yeah, look at that over there.
Yeah, let's check this out, because I was noticing less manpower over here by Goat too. Look at this. A little bit of an opportunity, but it is a race against the clock. They do need to get some pressure, at least make that point flash, so that Goat thinks to themselves, we gotta maybe go back there and defend a little bit and give Goat some breathing room. But right now, Misfits doing a good job at responding to that garrison being taken out. You have Gaio.
It's really interesting having like a defensive recon player. I feel like most teams always try to put him on in the back lines or something.
Yeah, it could just be I spawned here for 1 life, here's a flare, alright, I'm gonna go kill myself again. They're so powerful though, flares. I mean, it's really there's a couple things that you don't think of as being broken in the game in terms of OP, but are certainly broken in OP. And those two things in my mind are flares and rep stations. It's insane. If you're using those two things right, you can just break the game.
Yeah, especially if you get all those ammo boxes down for
Oh my goodness,
your spotter.
your spotter
It's,
will kiss you if you, especially if you're
mhm.
the Germans. You have no excuse. Rifleman 6, toss down a box. Like anyone can do that at any point. It's insanely powerful.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, if anyone from 217's listening, give the Allies riflemen explosive ammo, please.
Yeah, it's pretty broken. I mean, especially in those like last 5 minute situations of the game where across the game you might have like 6 explosive ammo boxes on your midpoint garrison. You just have your recon flare guy toss up like 7 flares, kill himself, toss up like 7 flares. You're never gonna lose the point. Well,
yeah,
and
you
if you
can,
do lose the point, then it's on you, man. Like I got nothing to tell you. You knew where they were gonna be.
right. When it just helps the commander so much, not having to
Right.
use it for recon planes, can maybe just use it for just attacking or.
And the whole team sees it too. It's you don't have to worry about just squad leaders and support. Like everyone knows what's going on. And then the other thing with rep stations, if in any other game you were telling someone, hey, if you get, if you do this, which is a legal thing to do, your tank or your biggest asset is invincible. You would do that in a second. And if you get 3 rep stations up or 3 sources of healing, so 2 rep stations and a torch on a tank, they won't die unless they're getting like double teamed by 2 tanks. But that's insane. Like you should be doing that whenever you can. Your tanks will love you.
And I might be wrong, but from what I've seen from these 35 and 30s, I haven't seen a whole lot of rep stations.
Yeah,
I've
I
seen
agree.
a lot of tanks kind of going out on their own. Maybe it's just because there's not enough infantry to tag them to support those tanks, but it seems like you're seeing a lot more tanks out kind of doing their thing.
Right, and I think you see it differently on
like-
other teams, like TRL. Oh, yeah, look at this. Some cap at
cap weight.
midpoint. Look at this. I think Misfits got caught sleeping a little bit, but they still remember their they have a tank up here too. Oh, goodness.
I think that could be huge.
Yeah.
For, good second point.
Get
getting
up,
the pressure off.
get up on top of the tank and
Yeah.
jump over the wall because of the barbed wire.
I do like the pocket engineer though. That's huge.
Mutual cap pressure though too, and it's not in Goat's favor right now as defense is back on for Misfits, and attack pressure at least started there for a moment.
Was that an airhead or?
That was us ammo.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to remember thinking, like, when ammo first came into the game and, like, how it looked, I was thinking, like, you'd be able to trick people a lot more often. I don't think that's ever happened in a game where someone was tricked, but look at this.
You play a pub game on Remagen, you're sure to see ammo and airhead combo.
If this Tiger's able to get this kill, that'll be massive, but right now it's looking pretty clean over there for Misfits. Over here, it is going back and forth, as it has been for most of the game. I mean, this has been extremely competitive. It's only 45 minutes has elapsed thus far, but it seems like it's way further has gone past. Only halfway done here.
Goat has really dug themselves into that point. Every time you think like Misfits, like on the edge of like gaining complete control, they just massive spawn wave and just take it right back.
Yeah, and look at this. They got their Tiger on the run. Lively. See if he's able to get a engine kill. Remember, these shots can come in so fast with the Piat. Breezy, watch out. He does engine him. Breezy going in for the satchel. Both 2 crewmen jump out. Satchel is on. They know about it for sure. Big kill by Lively. Just Tico now. He jumps in the tank and kills him. That's great. That is probably a dead tank, though.
What's shooting them?
Yeah, it
in the
looks like
east?
over here. Shot up by AT gun, or tank does go down. We hear the explosion. It's a T-70, or not T-70. That's the Soviets. I don't know.
Little Firefly?
Yeah. I forget what their light tank is called. But that's a big play by Goat, taking out that heavy. Back into a good situation on hard cap for them. If we go back over here, seems like a lot of the momentum was lost. We have Foster, who's in the point. Let's see if he's able to take out a Garrison and really force a panic situation here. I don't even... Where is the Garrison? Oh, it's behind the point. He's not going to find it there. But Harley...
Oh, my boy Harley.
Your boy. Yeah, let's see. It's a recon on recon moment here. McCream might hear him. He does hear him. Gets his pistol out. Pistol whips him.
Oh. All right, now Harley's yelling, "Somebody mark my body."
Yeah. I bet you won't see this dot disappear for a little bit. There we go. He's probably pinged out. Still Foster on the point. Vargas gets shot from a tank. Very unfortunate. Foster gets blown up. There's just a bit of cap pressure there. Lively goes down as well. I think we're seeing a lot of the pressure come from here. Big kill by Gramco. Now, if these guys are able to take out this Tiger, that's massive.
I think that sniper to the left is going towards that Garrison again.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an ongoing battle here. There's going to be another spawn wave here in about 15 seconds, so it's not really good timing for Harley. Graves is aware. Graves takes him out.
Interesting bombing run there.
Yeah, I'm interested by that too. I would have expected to see it on the Garrison for sure. This tank is under some duress right now. Lively. I don't know what that. I don't know what that was. Wicho showing off on stream. What the hell, man? Lively, 2 good shots into the Tiger.
Nice.
Takes him out. Big play.
Oh, it was an airhead bombing run. I bet you that's what that was.
Yeah, but this is dangerous. All these guys over here while you're losing your second point. Cap pressure does start here, but oh goodness, this is not looking good for Goat.
Oh, there is no one there.
Some unfortunate timing, because that could have worked, but they do need to just get the defense off. Cappy and Andrinos need to stop this. Shocker. Oh. That's a little overkill. All right, buddy. Really important moment here. I think Shocker was just looking if they had a Gary over there. This is real dangerous right now for Goat. It was a great play, but I think they just overextended themselves a little too much. That was a great play. Seeing that flare go up, they're going to be aware of what's going on. Oh, and defense goes up. Defense goes up. Oh, my goodness. If they can just pause them for a little bit longer, they can... Oh, gosh. They're just losing the...
Screaming, redeploy, redeploy.
Yeah. Oh, they stopped him again.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness. If they can just... This is the cutting edge, ladies and gentlemen.
Full send a heavy in there.
Yeah, I think that was the plan, but their whole crew goes down. It's just an unoccupied tank. Oh, goodness. Their whole team...
Was there a satchel on that or anything?
I don't think so. I don't know what... Maybe they were getting satcheled. But I think here you might see Misfits come away with a cap. And, oh my goodness, I was almost going to change it. Goat making us sweat here. Every kill matters right now. Zombie, Jewel Pod, Prakanti against Budden, Lively, Rui. And there's the full reset, I think, that you're talking about there, Bear Jew.
Wow.
Even the tankers, they're like, I just need to be here. They're trying to get back to their tank.
That airhead was just mistimed, maybe by
I
like
know.
a minute or two.
Genuinely, if that came in a minute earlier, this is a whole different situation. But cap pressure does resume now.
I think Misfits just sending everything.
Yeah, they'd be wise to right now. If we look at the outpost, I mean, they have the half track, they have 2 outposts, which between those 3, really, you can move a ton of manpower. Like, you're talking about, 80% of your team.
And it looks like M Squad is getting ready to get a garrison up once they cap, maybe to go for that 5-0 right away.
Yeah, could be. And they do get South Railway. They capture there, so we're up to 4-1 in the favor of Misfits. Lots of drama on that point. That was tons of fun.
Wow, that 1 minute could have completely changed it.
And we're seeing a
We
bombing
didn't get
run.
the bridge, but we
Yeah.
got the railway. I'll take it.
We didn't know that we would be lucky to have the railway. But we're seeing a bombing run come in for Misfits. They have that garrison set up in like the GG garrison spot. Not quite, with the fields being a little offset. But I'm interested to see if they know where this garrison is with this bombing run, or if they're just sending it, which I also appreciate.
I'd like to see how much. Oh, that's a decent amount of manpower. For 35s, I should say.
Yeah, look at this, though. They do have a garrison in this hut, I believe. Yep, there it is. And that allows them to get some quick manpower in. We're seeing just how close this is to the neutral cap. Misfits in a good spot at the windmill, being able to rally over here. I think you're seeing 5 cents and Snowball do that right now. But in the meantime, we have Epic, Breezy, Gramco, Lively, Vagos, and Gaio all pushing into
Here
the
comes
point.
again.
Here we go. Misfits just kind of abandoning the point almost right after the capture. I think that they were trying to press the advantage there, but letting Goat have a little bit of an opportunity here, some life. Breezy needs to get a big kill on Babyface. They're moving the half track up. Big engagements over here. Trade.
I would love to see them cap this and then initiate a back cap with like a recon squad or something.
That'd be fantastic. An exciting one to end our Saturdays of the Premier League here. Hope everyone's enjoying watching at home.
This has been a fun round 1.
I think the quality of matches is up across the board. I think the length of matches is up. I think the divisional format is really doing what we intended it to do. Couldn't be happier, more proud of all the teams and all the casters and the org team, of course, for allowing such a great tournament.
Oh, is Mirage gonna try to get another satchel here?
Oh, Mirage gets TK'd by his heavy.
Shout out to Iowa for the commentator's curse.
Yeah, please send your angry comments to Iowa Harley. He's an EXO. Just keep that in mind.
Oh.
I think this tank is just getting tracks right now. The British tanks are very strange with how much of it is just tracks, but eventually does get it down. Misfits able to get spawns in on that half track and get in. Half track spawns and half tracks being utilized in general, I feel like has been rare this round 1. This is the first time I've seen it personally. I think 35s allows you to do that more often because you're really probably only rolling out 2 tanks at a time in this format. So half tracks become a very viable use of fuel, especially the way that Misfits is using them. Who do we have? The Doc.
Must have gotten a garrison up on point and able to kind of put that back a little bit.
Yeah, I bet they're dropping these ammo boxes for their recon too. I think in general, teams and commanders in the 35s and below are a lot more free to use their resources. because, you can convert between things in general, your resources go further when you have less players on your team. Lively. Gonna get a satchel down. Come on, buddy. Gets it down. Whipped cream. Aware.
Oh, run away.
Oh. Play it smart. Oh, Lively. What a play.
Wow.
What a play, Bimson.
It's really interesting to see a medium like this late in the game, especially when they've been dominant.
It could also be like the spawned in, like a default spawn medium, and they're like, you know what? We're winning 4-1. Take 3 of our infantry guys, move them to a tank, and then just sit on the point in a medium. I think could be a lot better allocation of manpower and, resource utilization because, again, it's free. Might as well. You're winning 4-1. But as we say that, cat pressure begins on the 5th point. Babyface is deep in the point right now. Do have a heavy tank coming up here for Goat. Should be able to help as he gets into the hard cap. Gabrone, sorry. A little bit of a crisis averted there. Just some remind Goat that they're around.
I will say Jewel Pod, Death Nade, Perk, they've been doing great as attacking squad leaders. Just kind of been annoying all game.
Yeah.
I like Mirage.
Yeah.
Look at him, he's still in the action. Little sneaky guy.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna say his name.
Yeah. All right, this one's on Bear Jew, if anything happens. Say it, Bear Jew. You did it. Good work.
Direct your angry comments to Iowa Harley.
Does look like Misfits is aware that there's a garrison over here. It's a little bit, misplaced in terms of the ping, but Spirit remains. Mudgrip is about to be in a big situation. Iowa Harley, send your hate mail. That was him.
I'm gonna have Hercules create like a little ticket box.
Yeah.
Just with commentator curses that all go right to Iowa.
Director of hate comments. Yeah, but I'm not sure. I think this garrison over here means that Goat has a garrison somewhere around the point. I'm not exactly sure where. I think actually they're setting one up right now. Supply box is down. We'll see Gabrone set that up. Map edge pressure by Mirage. This guy disappears. I mean, he lives up to his name. He disappears and reappears somewhere else completely different. But Andros, big kill. If he's able to come away with these 2, that'd be massive. But Snowball puts an end to that, saving the half track. Not sure if they knew that was there. That tank got satcheled, though. I wonder if that was Mirage again.
I'm going to give it to him.
Yeah, that's another thing that I enjoy, especially maybe with these teams that don't get or previously have not gotten the coverage that the bigger teams have, is kind of seeing the narratives play out across the match. Like, you guys mentioned Jewel Pod and 5 Cents and Death Nade. Like, those are the squad leads that have kind of been harassing and putting on pressure the whole time. And then you got guys like Lucid and Mirage that have just kind of been hopping between those 2 squads and really been doing a lot of damage. So love to see these players get their kills in. Perconti as well has been a great ATR game. Gets 1 into the tank, the medium.
I think with those 3 squad leads, if I had to choose like players of the match, I'd probably do those 3 just because I like how they're playing very spaced out.
Right.
So you can allocate that manpower to like where you're kind of experiencing weakness or where you need more manpower, so to say. But I think those 3 just, really playing in different areas for the same objective is really crucial.
Looks like a dangerous moment here for Goat as well now here with quite a bit of manpower in here. Sir Perk, also another squad leader that's been harassing the back lines. That one's on me. You could blame me for that one, Perk.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, buddy. But in general, I think since season 0, all those years ago now, it used to be from match to match, you would see teams play things entirely different. And of course, there's different metas between the 35 teams and the 49 teams. But I think you're seeing everything sort of become, aligned now, where the way that these teams are playing, like, you're not seeing these smaller teams not know what to do at all. Like, they're playing the right way, and the quality of matches is significantly better than it used to be back then. Oh my goodness. He gets taken out by Lucid, but he has satcheled this medium here. And he might take a few infantrymen with him. See if maybe Jewel Pod finds himself in a dangerous spot here.
Yeah, Misfits they've done great with taking out Goat's tanks this whole match.
If we look at Misfits' fuel economy as well, it's looking pretty solid. 630 fuel. They're set up nice. They even have half tracks back over here, which is interesting. Look at all these mines as well. Love to see this sort of thing. Some cap pressure. CS Warrior with all these tanks, with all these mines. Some pressure here, which I think is just what GOAT needs right now. It's just to make Misfits think a little bit, dedicate a little less manpower from the attack than they've been able to. Because, man, GOAT's been under some serious pressure all game, thanks to those squad leaders we were talking about. You have the defensive recon squad of Dallas and Mr. Cream, 99, again, 98 and below is taken, so. Yeah, the defensive squads definitely deserve a lot of credit here as well. Mr. Bake, Bimpson has been on defense for most of the game. Freeze, Cortland, and Graves doing some really great logistical work in the back lines. Misfits playing a really, really solid game, and I think establishing themselves as a big threat in Division 6 here.
I love to see small teams like the 35s like doing low G work.
It wins them the games.
Aspect of the game.
Yeah, it wins games at the highest level. You could sometimes you see the games and you look at the stats afterwards, and one team completely outfrags the other team, but they lose. And you look at the that's the macro level, but you look at the micro level, and, unfortunately, garrisons placed and, amount of people who spawned on the garrisons that you placed isn't a stat that's tracked. But if it was, those would be the stats that the winning team would always be on top of. Spawns win games. Taking out spawns wins games. So, killing is fun, but, it only gets you so far. I think Perk has been playing a flex role this game as well. He seems to pop up where there's manpower needed and moving his OP around accordingly. I think he's been playing really, really solid. Now, this could be the reverse of what we saw earlier with GOAT losing the point. GOAT now really in a good position to capture South Railway. They have a medium over there. At the same time, Misfits capping the fields. Let's see if they're the ones who overextend. Obviously, quite a lot to risk for GOAT here with losing the point, meaning losing the game.
Be huge if this heavy rolls out of cap sector.
Yeah, let's see if Cappy is able to do something here. Remember, they are the British. You can get 2 Piat shots into a tank really quick. Oh, this is huge.
Maybe a satchel?
He got it on. He did.
Oh, wow.
Big, big, big play by GOAT.
Now you just got to tell your teammates to get away from it.
Yeah, don't die to the satchel. He's yelling. Yeah, he's yelling at Gramco. Let's see if we can catch it on comms, if he's in procs or not. Morpheo, watch out. No, he just saw the circle. Misfits now saying, everyone, come back, come back. Tank goes down, cap pressure resumes.
That tank blown up because they were starting to defend the point, and now they're back to losing it.
Exactly right.
Big play.
Looks like Bimson's getting ready to go back to middle.
Yeah.
He's calling his part.
Playing smart, right? They're still got a good setup on middle, so no need to really panic if you're Misfits. Again, 22 minutes left, plenty of time. We got our boy here rolling up. Oh, and he's a crewman too. What a legend. Speaking of doing the dirty work as Logi.
Oh, I was just going to ask where Harley's at, and he's had the same idea, go over to that next point.
Yeah, look at that, top of your screen, top right side of your screen. You'll see Harley running up there.
Oh, they're defending.
Defending is on, though. This is, oh, goodness. Misfits was able to just outfrag a little bit on the point, but this buys them quite a lot of grace at the fields, at the very, very least. But, you know, holding on to the fields will not win you this game for GOAT.
I would love to see them cap this and just do that bombing run airhead again.
I know, man. That'd be great. I'd love to see some drama here. I think Awake is the one who said that we're now living in the sub 10-minute meta, meaning that, you know, no game is no game is decided until it's the last 10 minutes. You know, we've seen some incredible finishes.
All you need is 3 minutes, all right?
Bears, you personally, I played through a couple of those matches. I would be okay if we didn't win in that way. You know, my heart can't stand much more of this. The heart attack kids. I mean, between Legion and Six these last couple weeks, it's been hold your breath until 1:59 on the clock. Just want to remind everyone, tomorrow afternoon we are back with some more matches. Awake will be streaming a Division 1 match. So, again, video description has all the caster links. Just to remind you all, we have Awake tomorrow with Shelmian doing Legion versus Taco Division 1 match. And then we have a Division 6 match by Guskit later in the day to wrap up the weekend at 7 p.m. So please make sure you're staying tuned to the Premier League Discord and keeping an eye on that Live Now channel to make sure you never miss any of the action. This is a busy weekend and a sign of things to come and a sign of things to expect for you out there. You know, you could have woken up this morning and gone to sleep and really there only be a couple hours throughout your day where there hasn't been a match occurring. So hope everyone's been enjoying it.
Instead of watching college football Saturdays, now watch GPL Saturdays.
Exactly, yeah. As we're approaching the end of the football season for my football fans out there. Super Bowl, just 2 weeks. Chiefs and the Eagles. As a Giants fan, I have to be play the hater game and root for the Chiefs here because I won't.
Go Birds.
Oh, dude.
Nope.
hurting my ears, Bear Jew.
Oh, they have 2 tanks up here now.
Yeah, this is big for GOAT here. Mutual cap pressure begins again, but GOAT may be on the losing side of this. Let's see if we circle back here. This could be very dangerous. They have
That's an OP or yeah, it is an OP.
They do have 100 supplies, so they could get a garrison there, and with the it could be locked potentially, but this is pretty dangerous right now for GOAT.
Really surprised with the extra manpower. We've only seen 1 airhead this so far.
I know. It's been interesting. I think that's a different sort of mentality. I think GOAT has gone for more airheads, but Misfits has gone for the half-track side of things. So definitely a conscious effort going into this game, I think, by both teams and how they wanted to handle it. But now, over half-cap, Jewel Pod and Mirage in the strong point. Defense starts with that spawn. Looks like they have a garrison built in their HQ, which is very smart by GOAT. making sure they don't lose their HQ sector when cap progress begins. I hope matches like this, like I don't know if any of my fellow casters are watching out there, but this just goes to show that you can never discount these. I don't even like to say lower division because that really doesn't mean much. These teams are playing against teams that are equal skill level to them. I mean, this is the perfect example of just a competitive game the whole time. Like, I would not want to get into a fight with GOAT because it is never over with them. It's resilience, and they've been down on the mat, and they get up each and every time and put on a great show. This has been fantastic.
Yeah, I was excited to see this happen. The tactics are different than what we're seeing, and it's just been fun to see.
Mirage once again has appeared in the strong point.
I was watching him, but I refused to say his name.
Yeah.
And you got 2 kills.
You tread the line of wanting to say these people's names because you want to give them the credit, you want them to get the shine on stream, you want them to hear their plays get called out, but at the same time, man, do they have a knack for dying right after you say their name.
I'll say right now, 2 tanks. Good luck.
I mean, at this point, who do we give our commendation to for the Misfits? I mean, there's so many good choices right now that have played this game. I feel like Mirage has to have a ton of combat score. He's looking to get some more,
Kind of few tanks.
Yeah. Lucid as well. Like, I mean, these 2 guys have been armor nightmares for GOAT. Lucid popped both of his shots into the light.
I really think that's been the difference maker this match for
Right.
Misfit is their ability to have their infantry take out armor rather than having these armor on armor engagements and risk losing theirs.
Mm-hmm. A nice variety of tanks too. I mean, we've seen mediums and heavies all game, lights here and there. I mean, I don't know if it's out of necessity by GOAT pulling out the lights and the mediums, or if you're just trying to make the most of the resources that you have. But yeah, I mean, all game it seems like Misfits was able to win the armor battle with their infantry, which that's a winning recipe right there, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is again what our friend Awake might say is where it turns into a bit of a pub lobby where Misfits is just trying to get into the point, and the front line and any sort of tactics at this point is starting to get thrown out of the water. GOAT is going to really have to commit to something big time if they want to have a chance here. They're going to need to start capping Railway at least by 4 minutes. Remember, it takes 2 minutes to capture an objective, and there is no overtime. So they're not at least capturing their second point by 4 minutes. They will not have enough time to capture midpoint.
Looks like they're full sending that tank to take care of that OP.
Right. Time is beginning to play a factor now. I think for the first time in the game for GOAT. They've had some really good chances, but they've had to prioritize defense. But at this point, I think you just try to get something going and full send.
Zombie might have just gotten a satchel over on that tank.
Does look like he did, yeah. And that could be massive here. Look at the map. Got OP in their HQ, two squad leaders without an OP yet, but again, 3 OPs, that is 18 guys, which is a little less than half your team. Is this the satchel tank? No, that's a mud grip chasing him around. Earhart, man, is he going to be able to pistol him? What are we going to see here? The revolver. I was hoping he wouldn't have to reload because the game might be over before he's able to get that fully loaded again. Good bit of defense here by Goat.
So they've been doing that all match. I was just sitting here thinking, like, these dudes have really just can dig themselves into a point, even when they're half capped, and take control back.
Approaching the final 10 minutes here.
Gidmark goes down. I was wanting to say his name for a while. And I didn't want to, so I wanted to wait till he did go down before I said it.
Jewel Pod. Just gonna farm the HQ a little bit, I suppose. Once this garrison goes down in their HQ, that opens the door for a 5-0. Let's see if Jewel Pod's able to find it here. If it's still up, that is. Is it? Might not be. But tons of strong point pressure. Nothing really coming from the blue line. All the pressure has kind of been coming from south of the point. I think they'll be wise to get up a garrison here. No garrisons on the point, just a complete network around it, which is fine when you're up 4-1 with 10 minutes to go. I think Misfits has just played a really clean game. You know, that's really the difference. Like, the opener really became the difference of this game, because I truly believe whoever would have won that mid-cap would have kind of ended up in the same situation that Misfits finds himself in now.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see how Misfits would have fought across the water if they wouldn't have gotten mid first.
Yeah, I would have liked to see a river battle there. And if anyone missed any matches today, you can always check out the VOD section. It's below the live matches in the Premier League Discord. So if you missed any matches today and you want to catch back up, check that out. Personally, I'd recommend the 6 Merc match from this morning that Awake did and Shadow. That was an amazing match for D1. This afternoon, TRR played 11 ID that I streamed. That was a fantastic match. Gotti did the 9 May versus 3-5 Division 2 match. That was fantastic as well. Really just some awesome matches we've had today, and we'll continue into tomorrow. I'm excited to see EXO play their first league game here too, Iowa, next week.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think we got a pretty good crew together, and excited to see what we can do with the big boys up in Division 1. It's got some hard matchups coming up, but
right. I was telling a lot of the Legion guys too, you know, like the days where, you know, you have these easier matches that come up every so often in competitive play, like those days are over now. You know, every game is going to be, you know, a last 10-minute hold on and pray. Yeah, exactly. Take your blood pressure medication now, because every match is going to be a heart pumper, you know, moving forward. So I think that it's good for the league. I think it's good for the scene, because you know, losses are going to become a little bit more commonplace, I think, among these teams, because, you know, you're not going to be able to pad your stats with, you know, maybe more uneven matches. And, you know, I think the more parity is going to be good in the long run.
The biggest idea behind like this divisional format was just like fostering competition
Mm-hmm.
and the new competition as well. So as a newer team, you're not going to have to come in and play, someone in Division 1 who's been a team for a few years and played many games together. And then, they use that experience to just absolutely dominate. Now you can come in as a new team and play someone of your strength, and I think it'll lead to teams developing faster and quicker, which I think is better for the community in the competition side. So I'm really excited to see where it goes.
I think
the next few seasons.
I think the perfect case in point for that whole thing has been Taco in the 6th, where those two teams started in TPL Lite, which was the predecessor to the divisional format. So, that was smaller teams like 35, like we're seeing here today. And both of those teams started in that sort of format, recruited, organically, and built their way up to where now they're in D1. And, some of the top teams that everyone acknowledges is, one of the best teams on console. So if we see the same sort of thing come out of the divisions, which I believe we will, that'll be a great thing. And this is only the first season too. Next season teams will be promoted to divisions above them, the champions of their division, and the losers of their division will get relegated. So it's gonna find its happy medium. But man, look at this right here. Misfits going for the 5-0 here at the end.
I am excited to see Division 5 on how that plays out with if the winner does move up and able to field a full 49, just being able to see that transition. Obviously the first was in the 50s, so they kind of know the tactics and everything, but if it is another team, it'd be kind of cool just to follow that transition on how their game plan changes.
Absolutely, and I think that that's a big step for teams to go from the smaller quote unquote formats to the full size. So definitely agree with that, and it's something I look forward to, not just next season, but the season after that and the one after that, as everyone kind of finds their equilibrium. Misfits, though, looking to end this one early, give themselves about 5 minutes back on the match. But man, this has been a fantastic way to end our Saturday here in the Premier League. I sound like a broken record, but please do check out the league Discord and stay on top of all these matches, because man, it's been so much fun. Misfits gonna come away with the 5-0 victory against GOAT. What a match. And I mean, who we giving it to, boys? I mean, I can
look at Black Ninja up there, and I think that was Abel's squad. He had over 1,000. Yeah, 1,100.
Oh my goodness. Look at that. Yeah. Holy crap. Black Ninja went off this match. Tons of armor kills. Wonder
Furkani had a 700.
Yeah, really great game by Misfits, but with that, I mean, that's gonna do it for this Saturday in the Premier League, ending it on a high note with Misfits versus GOAT. Boys, last words, any sort of takeaways from this match, or just today's matches in general?
I think from just like recapping this match, the biggest difference that I think came into the game, like making the win versus loss, was just Misfits' ability to maintain the map control, and then their ability to have their infantry take out GOAT's armor. I think that made a really, really big difference for them. But yeah, that's all I have.
Yeah,
and it's exciting to watch a 35v35.
Yeah, the excitement I had to watch this, it definitely came out to be true. Everything that Beardy just said about what Misfit did right, but also props to GOAT. I mean, they kind of just fighting off their heels for a lot of that, especially with how mid-cap went. If when these two play again, it'll be exciting to see how they both grown and how that match goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we look at the score standings here, just keep it in mind, this is Division 6. Misfits will get the win here, so they will move to 1-0. GOAT will unfortunately take the loss, starting at 0-1, and that is the second match that finished out of this division. I believe, Red Zone played earlier today against DBD, so Death Before Dishonor, with Red Zone coming out on top of that one on a really, really close one on, I believe it was SMDM. So we'll get all those stats updated as the games have finished up for today. And again, I hope everyone enjoyed and is going to have a great rest of their evening. We will catch you in tomorrow for some more competitive Hell Let Loose action. Thank you so much for joining us.